Hello there, welcome to Inquiring Minds. My name is Doug and I'm back with today's fountain pen review. The very first Asvine fountain pen I used was this Asvine V200 vacuum filler a couple of years ago. While this first Asvine model seemed to be sent to all the other YouTube reviewers out there, I had to pony up my $40 US for this pen myself. I'd never heard of Asvine before, but I was impressed by the fit and finish, and especially the nib on this very heavy pen. I did find some flaws, but Asvine proved that they knew how to manufacture excellent fountain pens when they followed the V169 up with models P20, P30, V126, P36, P50, P80, and now this, V200. I proclaimed the P20 piston filler the best fountain pen experience of 2023. So when I saw this new model V200 reviewed for free by other YouTubers, I contacted Sally of Easy Buy and demanded I get one to review too. She drove a hard bargain and allowed me to pay for it with a slight discount. I've already released a video showing the unboxing and disassembly of this V200, which you can watch by clicking right up there. But now I've been writing with this pen for a while and I'm ready to give my $28 US opinion. I'm also going to show you a tip for how to get a full fill out of this Vac-Filler. So let's take a look right now. So let's take a look at the parts and features of this pen. Then I'll provide some size comparisons and measurements and a writing sample, after which I'll talk about what I like and what I don't like so much about the Asvine V200. First, I'll show that tip on how to get a full fill from this vacuum filler. Even the advertisements for the V200 on Amazon have some nonsense about the pen only getting 40 to 50% ink fills. So let's roll that video right now. Let's fill this pen. People have said that you can't fill more than 40 to 50% of these vacuum fillers, and I'll show you how you can get almost a full fill with these. Let's hope it works on this one. It's worked on my other vacuum fillers. I've chosen an ink, and it's Ferris Wheel Press Cabernet on the Lake, which the bottle looks like this. And I tested first to make sure that the section would go into these narrow neck bottles, and it does for this one. But these things are really tippy. They're an accident waiting to happen. It's one of the worst bottle designs. I think it's prettiest, but one of the worst. So I put it in my Ink Buddy, and this one my son has 3D printed in this silky two-toned kind of goes blue and then it goes purple. He's got one that's blue-green as well, blue and then green in this silk kind of PLA, which is very interesting. So I put it in the Ink Buddy so it's a little bit more stable. I'm going to get myself more height here. And already I've got ink on my fingers. Already. Okay, so first is very simple. Unscrew the blind cap, pull the rod all the way back, put the nib up to the filler hole, and on these nibs it's right there, so you can't just dip it to there. It has to go up to almost the section. In fact, bury the section. Then we're going to push down on the plunger, and we should get bubbles in the ink, and the ink sucks up, and you'll see that's the kind of fill you get. Now, to get an absolutely full fill, we're going to repeat the process, only we're going to turn the pen nib up. We're going to retract the rod again, all the way down to the bottom. And then we're going to, this is the tricky part, I don't want to have an accident. We're going to turn the pen, think of this as a syringe. Say you're Dr. Zorba and you're going to give someone an injection. And so you've extracted the serum from the bottle in the hypodermic needle, and then you're going to push out all the air. So we're going to push all the way up and get as much of that air out of there as possible. All right, up to the section. You have to be aware you don't go past this spot, because that's where it widens out, it pops back again. So we're going to go all the way up until, see if I can show this without making a mess, until I start seeing ink there. You see the ink coming up to the feed right there? That means I got most of the air out. Now here's the tricky part. You have to turn the pen back down without letting that knob push back again, because that's under pressure. So now I'm holding it down so that it doesn't move. I'm going to put the nib back in the ink and push down again. And voila. And that's French for, oh my God, you did it. Now, before anything else, with Ferris wheel press, put the brass nut back on. Then we can wipe off our nib and screw the barrel down. Now remember that with this retracted, that little stopper that's right there is open and it allows the ink to flow. If you don't want ink to flow and you don't want it to burp when you're traveling in an airplane, or you're going up high hills and low valleys and you don't want that pen to burp into your pocket, turn the pen nib up, release the knob, give it a couple of taps to get the ink out of there. I can just see there's air now there, and then close it back up again. And now the only ink that's in this pen is between the feed and here, and that's it. And so the chances of burping are minimized. That's the beauty of a vacuum filler. And there we have it. Overall, the pen is made of a clear acrylic and titanium alloy. It looks roughly like a conded bulk filler, but as a vacuum filler, it's not a bulk filler, so swing and a miss there if you wanted to claim this as a conded clone. It's a heavy pen at 40 grams, but it's only 28 grams unposted. It is a cylindrical pen with a flat top and bottom finials. From the top, we see a flat finial with a single circle groove cut into it. This finial unscrews and is in two parts that hold the titanium clip in place. The clip is a slightly slimmer design than we find on the P36 Asvine piston filler, and it's nicely springy and usable. The cap is straight to the double cap band that goes all the way to the end of the cap, which is another slight change in design from the P36 that has acrylic below the cap band. The wide part of the cap band is laser etched with Asvine on the front and V200, the model number, on the back. There's a slight step down to the barrel, which is straight to the end, where there's a thin titanium washer which separates the titanium blind cap from the barrel. The blind cap curves down quickly and then is straight to the flat bottom and has two silicone O-rings that facilitate the posting of the cap. The cap unscrews with 1.5 turns to reveal the concave titanium section and the number 6 size steel medium Asvine nib. This pen is also available with a Bock nib for $10 more. The section looks slippery, but because of the micro grooves etched into it, it has a slight grip, which along with the concave curve keeps your fingers from slipping and doesn't allow fingerprints. Let's look closer at this nib. The steel medium number 6 size nib is a standard Asvine and identical to the Asvine nibs found on other Asvine models. It has some scroll work, a script M in a circle, which is the nib size, and Asvine. And the feed is black plastic. As I said in my unboxing video, the section, nib, and feed assembly are identical to the P36, only the section can be removed on the V200 where it is glued in place on the P36 model. The nib and feed are part of a nib assembly that unscrews for replacement or maintenance. The section unscrews, and the nozzle is clear acrylic, and there is an O-ring at the end there to ensure a leak-proof seal. The inside of the cap shows a step milled into the acrylic that meets with the section to seal the nib from evaporation, which you can see through the clear cap. There's the section meeting with that ledge. The cap posts on that vac knob securely with the aid of those two O-rings, and this will help you turn the vac knob, which isn't dangerous, unlike the piston filler. but actually a feature. Turning the cap while posting opens that stop valve and allows the ink to flow while writing. But this does make the pen very long and back weighted if you grip the pen on the section. If you hold the pen back here on the barrel, it balances better, and those cap threads are not sharp at all. Unposted, the pen is a good length and well balanced in the hand, and I prefer to write with it this way. I bought this pen from Sally on Easy Buy, but it's currently not available on her Easy Buy shop. It's available on her Amazon shop for $48 or $58 US, depending on the Asvine or Bock nib options. Nib sizes available are EF, F, and M. Now let's look at some size comparisons. And here's the Asvine V200 Titanium with an Asvine V169 Vac-Filler, an Asvine P36 Piston Filler Titanium, an Asvine P20 Piston Filler, and an Asvine V126 Vacuum Filler. Now let's look at them posted. And here they are posted. You see the Asvine V169 doesn't post at all. The V200 is very long when posted. The P36 doesn't post very well. It does it, but not very well. The P20 is very nice, and the V126 vac filler is the best of them all. This is a beautiful vacuum filler right here from Asvine. Now let's look at them unposted. And here they are unposted. They all have Asvine nibs. This one is a fine, the rest of them are medium, except for the P36, which has a Bock medium steel nib. Now let's look at some measurements, and I'll be back with a writing sample. And we're back with the writing portion of the review. This is Clairefontaine 90 GSM paper, and this is the Asvine, or Asvine V200, and it has a number 6 size steel nib. When I first wrote with this pen after the filling demonstration, even though the nib was wet and smooth, it was not behaving properly, so I filmed how I fixed it. Let's roll that video right now, and I'll come back with the full writing sample. So in doing the first writing with this V200, it's very, very wet, very smooth, very nice, but I'm noticing a lot of baby's bottom. These are all supposed to be full downstrokes, and you can see I'm missing all the way along here. And when I write, I'm missing there, and there, like that. So I'm going to try to fix this on camera to show you how easy it is to fix baby's bottom on a nib. So I have a number of grades of micro mesh here, starting with 2400, going to 3200, 3600, 4000, 6000, 8000, and then 12,000. And I'm going to use a syringe with water and paper to test as I go. And we're going to start with the coarsest grade. We're going to add a little bead of water right there. And for each one of these, let's close up. For each one of these, I'm going to give it 8 strokes down, 8 strokes to the side, and then a figure 8 times, and a figure 8 vertically 8 times. And then I'm going to write with it, then move up through the micro mesh. What's important is that you check the nib with a loop first to ensure that the tines are aligned. And I've already done that. The tines are aligned. And so let's go ahead. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Feels very rough now. Not scratchy, but lots of feedback. So we're going to do the same thing over and over again through each one of the grades. So I'll fast forward. Now let's give it a try. We get some ink running in here. Just going to pull that back a little bit and push a little bit of ink down into that feed. There we go. Now let's give it a try. I should get straight down strokes. No worries. Very smooth. No baby's bottom. Just that quick and simple. Okay, now let's check out this nib. It is nicely wet and very smooth. And all my downstrokes are intact. That's what she said.
That's what she said. Oh, no.
And the ink today, as you saw, is Ferris wheel press, Cabernet on the lake, which sounds like a nice place to live. This is a nice wine-colored ink, as you'd expect, that has a copper-colored shimmer to it. The bottles are a pain in the ass, but the ink is very nice. That's the line variation. There's a good amount of bounce to this nib. Let's take a look in close-up. Look at that. I'm very impressed with how some of these Chinese nibs, Chinese steel nibs, are coming out fairly bouncy these days. Hongdian's latest offerings are like that as well. And this nib makes a 0.6 millimeter line, which is a Western medium or a Japanese medium to broad on my Richard Binder line width chart, which you can find linked in the description below. And for our quote. And for some reverse writing, if I could spell it, it's not too bad. Of course, it's not too bad because while I was doing that baby's bottom exercise, every time I stepped up a different micro mesh, I would turn it over and give it a couple of swirls there just to make the reverse writing work. Much thinner and not too bad at all. And some quick writing. Yeah, that feed has no issues keeping up with that very juicy nib. So what do I like and what do I not like about this fountain pen? Well, this is an excellent, well-made, well-engineered fountain pen from a company from which we're now expecting top-notch quality. They continue to deliver first-rate products, and I'm duly impressed with this new model. Is it worth the $48 US price tag? Absolutely it is. And don't hesitate to say you're getting good value for the $50 with this pen. The Admok M800 is priced similarly, and I consider it to be overpriced. I think the Admok should sell for around 30 bucks instead, with the Bock nib 40. With the Asvine V200, you're getting a genuine titanium fountain pen. Is the Bock worth the extra 10 bucks on this pen? I think your mileage may vary. I know I've experienced good and bad luck with Bock. The Bock nib on my Admok M800 is spectacular. I might actually put it in this V200 and put my Leonardo medium Bock in this Admok. I don't know, we'll see. What do you think I should do? Leave me a comment below. I'm also thinking of anodizing this V200 to make it look more like my Asvine P36 titanium piston filler, which I anodized into this really cool blue. I think I'll run a poll and ask subscribers what I should do, maybe with these options. 1, leave it alone. 2, anodize shading multicolors. Number 3, anodize in blue. Number 4, anodize in gold. Or 5, anodize various parts with different colors. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow for Pen Resurrection Sunday, as I have the first part of a special 2-part restoration of this 1938 Parker Royal Challenger. This pen has a fascinating history that took it from Canada to England and the war in Europe in 1940, returning home again and escaping a house fire, only to lay a broken but much cherished memento for 26 years before coming back to life again. And there you have it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell to get instant notifications whenever a new video is posted. And you can join as a member of my channel for only 99 cents a month, and I guarantee I'll answer your comments in the comment section, and you'll get cool emojis, badges, and sneak peek unboxing videos, as well as early access to my videos the moment I post them. And that just leaves it for me to say, thank you. For watching. And that's all she wrote.
I made this.